What is going on, good people? Welcome into your Survivor
Oh
Series
God!
review.
Oh God!
We're
Ah!
getting Casey's reactions to the main event. So
Oh
we
God!
giving you that 2-for-1. That two for
No!
one
Don't do
special.
it!
You sound like Justin. Like, we get
No!
that 2-for-1 special. You getting that live reaction, and you getting the
Oh
review.
God!
Like, that's that 2-for-1. Like I feel like that deserves a subscribe right there. But anyway, and a like of the Facebook page. Both all in one. But we appreciate everybody coming by, watching the show. Give us a like already because it's gonna be amazing. Here with Brandon and Casey, DJ, the host here, the esteemed host here.
He just tagged the head. He just tagged the man's head. Sorry.
Right, bro. But anyway, let's jump into this show. I guess we'll talk about overall thoughts real quick. Give Casey a little bit more time here. Overall, I thought the show was really good. I definitely enjoyed it. The main event was it was good, but I thought it was kind of weird at the same time. Like everybody knows how I feel about this man with three H's. Everybody knows. Everybody knows my feelings, and he strikes again. Dang it, he strikes again. Um, but other than that, I mean, I really enjoyed the show overall. I didn't get a chance to watch the pre-show. None of us got a chance to watch the pre-show. I got home late, so I kind of started. I started on time, but at the same time, I kind of started actually watching, like watching, a little bit late. So I thought for the most part it was good. Sometimes I hate the fact that they keep score. Um, as far as Raw versus SmackDown, because it makes some of the matches predictable. Like when Raw goes up 2-0, that SmackDown's probably gonna win the next match, right? Or I think it was vice versa. I think I got that mixed up. But anyway, like you know what I'm saying. Like when no, actually I had that right. When Raw goes up 2-0, you know that SmackDown's coming back. Like you know it's gonna happen. But I definitely liked it though. I don't know why they had a 5-man commentary team. First off, you don't need 5 commentators for nothing. For nothing. Like why would you do that? That was stupid anyway. I was telling these two guys off camera, I was like they should have just had Corey Graves as the middleman because he kind of does both shows. You could have, I guess, Michael Cole because obviously you're gonna have Michael Cole in your pay per view, and then Tom Phillips, and that would have been the commentary team instead of trying to be weird and have 8 people on commentary, and then you got 3 million foreign announcers as well. So I mean, let's be if we're gonna be technical, I mean they had like 40 announcers. Anyway, 40 commentators, I should say. But anyway, um, we'll jump into all the matches here in one second. But Brandon, give me, I guess, your overall thoughts on the show before we jump into every particular.
Well, I mean, I liked the show. I thought unfortunately, I missed some of the opening match between the Shield and the New Day, but I saw the first half of it, and I thought it was really good. And I did find out that the Shield did win, and I pretty much expected that they would. I didn't think that the Shield were going to lose their first big pay-per-view match together. Their big reunion. Their first big match, they weren't going to lose. And then after, I really, really had to say that my favorite match on this show by far was the Usos versus the Bar. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. They've actually fought each other in the past. They actually went nose to nose last year in the Survivor Series tag team match, and the Cesaro and Sheamus got the win last year. This time, the Usos get them back, and I just loved that match. Everything about it was great. I thought it was well done. I loved the finish. Everything was really good. The most surprising match, and we'll talk about this when we get to the actual match, it was Baron Corbin versus The Miz. I did not expect that match to be worth a crap. And I actually think Miz brought his working boots and made Corbin look pretty damn good. Corbin got a big win. That was a win he needed. And I think the one prediction I actually got wrong, but every other prediction I got correct. But that one I got wrong. I love the AJ Brock match. I had no complaints about that match whatsoever. And the main event, parts of it I liked. I hated the finish of Triple H being the guy who was the guy who got the deciding pin. I just thought that was a
Not supposed
bunch
to
of
tell me that.
what.
You're not supposed to tell me that. I'm still in the match.
Well, sorry. I thought you were there. I thought you were
Casey,
there for that.
I was trying not to invite Justin to the show, but it happened. Justin is the human spoiler machine, so.
Well, I'm sorry, Casey, about that. But yeah, like I said, overall, I thought it was a good show. I didn't think it was a great show, but I definitely think it's one of the better pay-per-views they've had in a while. I think it was better than SummerSlam, and I liked it. It was probably one of my favorite pay-per-views I've seen this year, and I did really enjoy uh, a good majority of the matches. The only match I really wasn't feeling too much. I wasn't really a huge fan of the women's Survivor Series match, but I was happy with who won. But yeah, that's pretty much how I felt about the show. But we'll definitely talk more in depth about the matches.
Buddy, Casey, overall thoughts? I guess and I guess you can include what you have seen in the main event.
Uh, I I've said this multiple times on these like big 4 weekends where they have NXT and main roster um, pay-per-views on the same week. I really think they need to stop showing or stop having the NXT uh, pay-per-view before the main roster because it always, you know, NXT's takeovers are always the better show. I think we generally agree on that. No matter what the pay-per-view is for the main roster, generally NXT we feel like is the better show. So I think to give, your main roster pay-per-view a shot with the fans, put that on first and then have the NXT. Because when you have the NXT takeover before the main roster, we've already seen an amazing show. And then the main roster has to compete with that. And they never win. There's some good matches that maybe win over some NXT matches, but the show in general, I feel like never wins. But I mean, so far the pay per view isn't terrible. I still, like I said, I think Takeover was 10 times better. Some of the decisions were stupid. I kind of see what the guy on my Facebook was talking about with Triple H burying Braun Strowman, basically stealing the win. I don't know why they had to do that. That's stupid. Another reason for Triple H to get spotlight when he doesn't need it. This does nothing for Braun. I think in a way it does kind of bury Braun, but I don't know. We'll go through the pay-per-view and I'll give more points on each match. But yeah,
I disagree that he buried Braun, and I'm a big Triple H hater. So, and I'll get to that when we get to that match as well, because
I really think all three of us are not Triple H fans.
Well, no, I respect Triple H as a competitor, and I like Triple H, but I've always hated Triple H at the same time.
I don't like Triple H, the wrestler, just because I think, honestly, he's 48 years old. He is older, much older already than Hogan was when he was keeping himself in the main event slot in WCW. And I'm sorry, and no, all due respect to Triple H, Triple H is not Hulk Hogan. He doesn't have that star power, despite what WWE wants to tell you. But the thing is, honestly, it's just really like honestly. Sometimes if I feel like we're in the year 2000 and we just don't know it.
Sarah's gonna hate you, Brandon.
Yeah,
What's that?
Sarah's gonna hate you, but
Whoa,
anyway.
was she a Triple H fan?
No, she loved the entire like main event and how it played out. So she's gonna
She
hate you.
loved that. She loved the main event and how it played. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, the thing is, this is the key. If there's a payoff to what happened tonight, then it'll be all right. But if there's no payoff or if nothing happens for a while, and like I said, the only thing I think it could possibly happen is maybe we might. I think there's a good chance we're going to get Kurt Angle versus Triple H at WrestleMania.
yeah,
That's pretty much the only thing I can tell you for sure that we're going to get at WrestleMania. Besides that, and the inevitable Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns Universal Title match.
true. Hashtag Roman for champ. Let's go. Anyway, we had speaking of Roman, we got the Shield featuring Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose going up against the New Day, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and big old E. I love this match to start the show. I think it was a good way, to start the show with this combination of kind of high flying athleticism, but at the same time, you got the power with Big E and Roman Reigns, who also kind of fly around at times too. I think Big E tries to kill himself with the the spear through the ropes, whereas Roman has his dive as well that he can do. He pulls that every once in a while too. But I love this match. I thought this match was really good. I like kind of the seriousness of the New Day a little bit. They're a little more serious in this match than they usually would be. Uh, I don't have very many notes on this match because I was just kind of getting settled in between this match and the second match. But I definitely saw more of this match than I saw of the second match, and I thought this match was really good. I expected the Shield to win. Um, I really expected the Shield to win. I wasn't surprised. I love the triple power bomb from the top, well, from the middle slash top turnbuckle. I like that. I thought that was nice. Um, but I like this match kind of being that first match to start everything off, especially to start the Raw versus SmackDown aspect of the show off, and kind of give it that competitive feel. I think this was, with these two teams being as successful as they are, these two factions being as successful as they are, this was a good way to start this show to the point where it really brought up that competitiveness between the two brands. I felt like, and I really enjoyed it. I also like the half Raw, half Shield shirts as well. I thought that was nice. But Brandon, thoughts on Shield versus the New Day?
Well, okay, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the first half of the match. I will go ahead and admit I got hungry and I went and got me some Bojangles halfway through
You
the
know what? I
match.
mean, I could be mad, but you can never discount Bojangles in the middle
No,
of
absolutely
you
not,
do it. Like,
man. I mean, like I said, I got hungry. I said, you know what? This is a long pay per view. I'm gonna go get me something to eat, and came back. When I got back, they were making the entrances for the SmackDown Women's match, but I did hear that the Shield did win their match. What I saw in the first half of the match, I really liked. I have to say that I was a fan of that match starting first to get the crowd going because I'd rather them have that match instead of a heel versus heel match and Corbin versus Miz, which I thought that's what was going to maybe kick off the show. But like I said, first half of the match I liked it. I didn't see the second half, unfortunately. But like I said, I'm happy the Shield won. I did not think it would have been really stupid if the Shield would have lost their first match on pay per view since they were whole. Since the last match they had on pay per view, Roman was out with viral meningitis. But and like I said, I'm happy they got the W. This was really honestly one of the easiest picks to make on this pay per view and predictions. But yeah, I happy they won, and I'll have to go back and watch what I missed. Probably a little later tonight or maybe tomorrow.
alrighty. Casey, thoughts on the opening match?
Well, first of all, DJ, that poll that you just tweeted out,
What I
I
do?
tweeted that out before.
Oh, did
Dude,
you?
pay attention to our Twitter.
No, my fault. I just don't get a notification every time we freaking send out a dang on tweet.
People looking at our Twitter like, do they know they tweeted that out already? like literally 10 minutes before?
Oh, you tweeted out a poll? I appreciate it. See, people answering both the polls, though, so it'll work out. See, I only saw, this was my issue, Casey. I only saw which was better. I didn't see the poll. So I thought you just asked which was better.
I hate this man. I hate this man so much.
You can delete one of them if you want.
You don't pay no attention to nothing.
I feel like Survivor Series is a little closer than we expected. Who likes Survivor Series more than they like?
People who didn't.
This man was. I appreciate him or her, and they need to be on the show.
Probably somebody who didn't watch Takeover. That's the only thing that I can think of.
No, there's some fans that actually have their own opinions,
and those opinions are what I like to go wrong.
Yeah, God forbid you don't follow that majority opinion.
It's all the indies.
It was probably Rabbit. Let's be honest. We all know Rabbit thinks NXT sucks.
Rabbit thinks WWE in general sucks. No, he watched that one NXT show and he liked it.
True.
But anyway, back on track. Talking about people. I like this match. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't. First of all, I was kind of confused as to why they started the show off with this match. I don't know what other match I would have thought that maybe Baron Corbin versus The Miz. I thought they might have started out with, or the Bar versus the Usos. But I don't know. I was surprised they started off with this match just because this is a bigger match that was really built up. But I definitely liked it. I liked the dynamic between the Shield and the New Day. And I thought, they did a really good match. Everybody in it was, impressive. Good finish. Good, the Shield, although we didn't get any turns or anything that everyone was expecting, but
So real quick, I want to give a huge shout out to Remington Blake Williams on Facebook. Yes, I just called somebody out on Facebook by his whole freaking name. But he said this whole pay-per-view was nothing but a spot fest. And of course, Triple H had to have the victory in the end. I'm going to move the Triple H part off because that's true. But speaking of spot fest, that's the entire independent wrestling scene.
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, basically, and I might get some hate for this. Basically, it's almost like a Kenny Omega match. I mean, it's just you have people hit a bunch of hit a bunch of finishers, and then they kick out of them. Finishers don't mean anything anymore. So I mean, I don't know.
Except for the F5. That F5, the only true finisher out here. I'm telling you.
F5 and RKO.
Bruh, the F5 and the RKO, the only true finishers, and people hate when they finish the match.
Oh well, the thing is, The thing is, I'd like for there to be one one finisher that puts you down for the count.
Powerbomb on the apron.
Ooh, yeah, that one will put you out.
Yeah, that should be a injury write off for injury.
Wait, but what spots is he talking about? That this was a quote spot fest.
The whole show, or just this particular match?
He said the quote, "This whole pay-per-view was nothing but a spot fest."
There wasn't even that many spots.
Well, I mean, sometimes you have that. I mean, you have it in, the elimination matches, but I don't know. Like I said, I mean, it wasn't any worse than I've seen on the NXT show, even, or some matches I've seen in New Japan. I mean, that's kind of like the pulse of modern wrestling. You see a lot of guys hit their finishers or big spots and they kick out.
But was he watching the same show? Like, there wasn't that. And to kind of off topic, we always get off topic, but to sort of defend indie wrestling with the spot fest, a lot of the reason that there's so many spot fests in indie wrestling, and I'm not just talking about, PWG, Ring of Honor, the bigger, indie promotions or that are considered indie promotions. I'm talking about more like the smaller ones. People do a lot of spots in those shows because they're trying to be noticed by bigger promotions.
Oh,
They're
absolutely.
I was technically talking about the bigger ones.
I mean,
The quote bigger ones, I guess.
even to an extent with Ring of Honor New Japan, they're still trying to get people to see their stuff on YouTube, on whatever. Even no matter how much somebody who hasn't wrestled in WWE and just wrestles in Ring of Honor or New Japan or whatever says, "Oh, I don't care about going to WWE." Everybody wants to at least wrestle in WWE once, or at least have that one WrestleMania moment. So they're all trying to do those spots to be noticed, to get their stuff out there.
True. I just find it funny that people criticize WWE for trying to be like the Indies, and that's what people want. Find it ironic, but anyway, moving on. Let's move on to the Team Raw, our first Team Raw versus Team SmackDown match, which was the women's Interbrand match. I guess you could say traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. We had Alicia Fox, the beautiful. Sorry, Casey, you be honest for me.
Beautiful Alicia Fox.
What I needed. Did you say you had a question?
I do have a question. How many people enjoyed the captaining of? Yes, I said captaining. It's a word of the beautiful Alicia Fox. I'm gonna say.
I did. In all honesty, and I hate saying this because I love Becky, but she did a better job captaining than Becky did.
They hate that lady. They hate her so much. Like that poor girl. They hate her so much.
It's so sad because, it's funny. I texted you, DJ, about this. I said it seems like WWE hates the people who get cheered. They hate the only people who are immune to it is AJ and Braun.
Well, they hate people who are getting cheered that they're not behind the cheer. They don't like when fans cheer for people that they just like. They want you to cheer for people that they're pushing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jumping into this match though, I didn't get a chance to watch as much of this match as I wanted to. I was just kind of settling down and actually sitting down for this match. But from what I watched, I thought it was not too bad. I was not surprised Asuka was a sole survivor. I texted Brandon after that too. I was like, well, Brandon texted me and was like, well, I got that one right. I was like, yeah, me too.
that was the easiest pick. Not Shield. That was the easiest pick.
Yeah, I love how they were trying to downplay Tamina though. When Nia Jax is coming out, they were talking about how dominant Nia Jax is, and like somebody would mention Tamina, and they'd be like, "But back to Nia Jax though."
Well, like I said, the for some reason they really like Nia Jax a lot.
Yeah, but I definitely thought this match was pretty good. I definitely liked Asuka in this match. Hashtag push that girl. Hashtag she the greatest of all time. Hashtag, well, I wouldn't say that. She the best in the world is what I meant. She is. She's the best in the world. I don't care who you put up against her. She's the best. But Team Raw ends up winning this one and going up 2-0 in the standings, I guess you could say, or the scoreboard for the night. But I'll let you guys kind of dig a little deeper in this match since I didn't really get a chance to watch as much of this match as I wanted to. Brandon.
I actually watched the entire thing, so I can give you a good synopsis of this match. I absolutely hated the fact that Becky Lynch was the first person not only eliminated on SmackDown side, but eliminated from the match altogether. I thought that was complete BS. I hated that. I think Becky deserves a lot better. I really honestly think she should be the champion on SmackDown, not Charlotte. But, that's an argument for another day. But, it just seems like WWE just really just doesn't like I heard a rumor that the reason why Becky Lynch got demoted is because Kevin Dunn didn't like her Irish accent. And I was like, what does that have to do with anything? What's that?
Remember when Cesaro was Swiss?
Yeah. Ben said Cesaro was too Swiss. Yeah, but like I said, it's a very, it's a company that's booked on the whims of a madman. So you never know, and especially the way a lot of this booking looked tonight, it was booked on the whims of a madman. But like I said, didn't like Becky getting eliminated. Didn't really have a problem with any of the other eliminations. I pretty much expected Asuka to probably have to go 2-on-1 or 3. I thought that she probably was going to come back from 3-on-1 and just dominate, dominate 2 of them, and then. But I'm glad that she, ended up winning the match with the Asuka lock, and she got some pretty good hits in. So, like I said, it turned out good. I'm glad she won. Wasn't a huge fan of the match, like just the Becky thing just really put a sour taste in my mouth. But other than that, the fact that Asuka won, I was happy about that. That actually made me happy seeing her win because she's my favorite, and I tell you, I know she was. Yeah, she was showing off and hamming it up going down the aisle, coming down. She's great. She's great. It's just everything about her. She's great. But yeah, I like that match a lot. I like the fact she won. So the other stuff on the match kind of was forgettable, other than Asuka.
Alrighty.
What do you think, Casey?
It was good. I was never personally too excited about Nia Jax and Tamina facing off until it happened.
The crowd was.
Until it happened tonight, and it was awesome. Like before this, if that scenario came up or was talked about, I wasn't excited about it. But then as soon as they did get in the ring and faced off, it was pretty awesome.
That was really cool. That was probably one of the. I'm glad you mentioned that because that was one of my favorite parts of the match too. That was great, and the crowd really popped for it. It seemed like they knew the history with those that family, and I thought that was cool. I do agree with you, Casey.
And I like the commentary mentioned that they're family.
Yeah,
that was one good thing commentary did tonight.
One of the very few good things they did tonight. The commentary, that was probably my major takeaway from the show, besides some of the decisions, was the commentary was awful with 5 people just bickering like a bunch of morons. It's like it was basically like if you got the town drunks to announce a sporting event. Basically, the town drunks at the bar to announce a show.
I don't know why, but I just don't pay that much attention to the commentary anymore.
Well, unfortunately, when Booker T's yelling nonsense, it's kind of hard not.
I mean, I know I did notice some stupid things that Booker T. That was some.
And I love Booker T. Booker T. But man, he gave me a headache tonight. I usually never get headaches listening to commentary, WWE, but he gave me one.
But anyway,
yeah, let's go again. Let's go back to you. I'm sorry.
I didn't like Nia Jax being eliminated to be a count out. I thought that was stupid and lazy. I wanted her to get obviously she was going to get eliminated, but I wanted it to be, by pin or submission, like somebody actually, being able to, eliminate her.
They really protect her. They protect her a lot.
It's annoying. Also, am I the only one who noticed it? Who noticed that nobody tried to break up any pins or submissions in this match. The same team. Why is nobody trying to break up these pins?
That's a good question. We really didn't see that hardly at all tonight.
Like there was, it blew my mind. Like, and there was a period where you could like, I was like, they're not even trying. I don't understand the booking there.
Yeah.
Also, you know, as it was down to Asuka versus Natalia and Tamina. Well, this is going to be for Asuka. I mean, I have nothing against Tamina and Natalia, but they're just not booked up enough to make me think that even two of them could take out Asuka. Like, I was like, it seemed too easy.
Well, at least Natalia was the women's champion before this past Tuesday. Tamina's never won anything.
Yeah. I'm surprised she's still with the company.
Yeah, me too. In all honesty, yeah, she disappeared for a while after they reopened her father's that murder case that never was solved.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was a good match.
Alrighty. Moving on to our next match, which was the our first champion versus champion match. No, second champion versus champion match, I should say. We had the United States champion Baron Corbin going up against the Miz. With the Miz Taraj. I definitely like Maurice being at ringside. I thought that was a good little touch, and it kind of made this feel a little bit more personal. Especially when Baron Corbin would kind of go over to her and everything. I think Baron Corbin plays this heel role very well, in my opinion. I think he does a good job with it, especially when he talks. I think he needs to talk more in the ring when he's actually in matches. Because when he talks in matches, I think he does a really good job. You should have stayed in Ring of Honor. You should go back to the real world. Come on, we need this. We need this more often.
You should have stayed in Hollywood.
Talking smack, Baron Corbin is the best Baron Corbin,
right? But I definitely, I thought this match was pretty good. I liked it. I'm not a huge hater of Baron Corbin like the entire rest of the world, but then again, I think I hold every minority opinion strongly. So I'm not a huge hater of Baron Corbin like the entire rest of the world is, and I thought this match was pretty good. Obviously, the Miz is A1. He's still sorry. Obviously, the Miz, is one of the best. One of the most underrated guys. Should be the Universal Champion right now. Yeah, should be the Universal Champion right now. But he's not, and it's unfortunate. But he should be the top guy. He deserves it. Dang it. But I'm enjoying it. I'm glad that Baron Corbin finally got that win. I think that was something that needed to happen, especially considering his weird momentum. And I think that's kind of an issue with Baron Corbin too, is there hasn't been a consistent push. He won the Andre Memorial Battle Royal, it felt like he was going to be the one of the best ones to actually win it because he was doing pretty well, immediately after it, and then it kind of went away. And then they goofed up on the freaking Intercontinental title push that he was supposed to have. But definitely, I enjoyed it. I think Baron Corbin is much better than people will say he is. And I don't care who tells me different. Brandon, Baron Corbin.
This honestly really surprised me because I didn't really have any excitement or any anticipation for this match. But I have to say, really, The Miz really, really brought a lot of good out of Baron, made him look really good. Baron looked phenomenal in the match. I thought he had a lot of really cool moves, and I think he looked really good. I think that was his coming out party. I think he's finally starting to get it.
Well, he's had some matches like that in NXT.
Yeah, he has, but on a big stage and a big pay-per-view match,
yeah,
it's something that he desperately needed because he's had some stinkers in recent pay-per-views, and he had a good one tonight. He had one tonight that he needed, and I was very impressed. And I liked his interview at the end, where basically he was rubbing everybody's face that he won, and people had shut a lot of people up. And I like. Did you guys like when he came down to the ring of the U.S. title, and he basically just took the title and put it right in front of some of the fans' faces?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. I love that. I actually was a fan. That match really pleasantly surprised me.
Alrighty. Casey, thoughts on The Miz versus Baron Corbin?
First,
I'm sure you hated it because you hate both of them. So.
See, the thing is, I don't want to hate Baron Corbin. I just know how they book him. Like you said, when he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, we got excited and we thought they were going to actually do something with him. And then
well, you know, you have to remember the guy who won the inaugural Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal was Cesaro, and they screwed him up royally after like a month after he won that. So that thing has got some stink on it.
Well, it looked like they were going to turn it around with Baron Corbin because when he won, like he looked good in the battle royal, but at the same time, you know that month or so afterwards, he looked really good. Like he was really getting a big push up until I think the IC title thing.
But you know, it just shows you never know with WWE booking is you know schizophrenic.
But the difference between him and Cesaro is Cesaro in the past has had good long-term singles runs.
Yes.
Baron hasn't had shit. He's had He's had that like month run or whatever, but he hasn't had anything that matters. And they won't let him do. I don't know why they start to push him and then they drop it. I don't get it. But you know, guys, sometimes you have to sacrifice things for the greater good. The greater good. And I had to sacrifice this match. I skipped it. And it's not because I hate either of them. I didn't expect much from this match. I'll have to go watch it again. But
I actually think it's worth a second look. I actually thought it was like I honestly had no interest whatsoever in this match. The only other match I had less interest in was the pre-show match, and that shows because I didn't even watch it. So I was pleasantly surprised. I thought both guys did a really good job, and that is actually the only prediction I got wrong. Like I mentioned earlier, that was the only one I got wrong, and that was one I didn't expect to get wrong. So,
well, I think if I didn't start so late, I probably would have watched it. But
yeah, it wasn't like I said. It actually was surprisingly. It was parts of the match, especially towards the end, that were pretty hot. They were pretty good. But the thing is, unfortunately, this is the only problem when you have a heel versus heel match. The crowd kind of can be confused about who to pull for.
Yeah.
That's the only thing about heel versus heel matches that are, you know, that's the reason you don't see many of them. And when you see them, you know, you have to have a de facto babyface for the match. And, you know, it's just kind of like at times it seemed like it was almost dead silence during the match. That's the reason why I'm glad that this match did not open up the pay-per-view because it would have hurt the crowd right off the bat.
Yeah. Alrighty. Moving on to the Usos versus the Bar. This was Brandon's personal match of the night.
Absolutely.
And I definitely felt like this match was really good as well. I love that, and I might get some people mixed up here, but and it won't even be the Usos this time. But I love the Samoan drop. Was it from Cesaro's shoulders over there in the corner?
I think so.
That was a really cool spot. I like that. I thought that was really nice, and I love Sheamus's reaction. You know, his reaction was gold. Speaking of commentary doing good things, I like them playing up the history from last year's Survivor Series because sometimes you forget what happened at last year's Survivor Series, like me.
You said I didn't remember that at all until they mentioned it.
I kind of needed that. I needed that reminder of what was happening. I love the Usos suicide dive tag. That was epic. That was a really cool way of kind of ending this match as well. But these two teams just like they just put it all out there. And it's just one of those things. Like I'm loving the Usos right now, but at the same time I'm loving the bar. Like at first I was really low on the bar. I was just really not happy about it. Like I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid. I thought it makes sense like a real tag team. And now like it took them actually winning the tag titles, me being mad throughout the entire run, and then them losing the tag titles for me to be like, you know what? I like the bar. Actually, I think it's because they said we are the bar. I think that's what got me. To be
Oh.
honest, but this was a really good match though. I enjoyed it. I freaking love the Usos. They need to keep titles forever. But honestly though, like I really liking what the Usos are doing right now. That like we've said multiple times before, they're having the best run of their careers. And I'm loving it. Sheamus and Cesaro, I think, as tag teams, are having the best runs of their career as well. Obviously they've been in tag teams, other tag teams before, but I think they're doing, really good work right now as well. So I'm liking it. I still want depth in in these tag team divisions, but at the same time, at least we know at the top that they're good. Um, Brandon, thoughts on Usos versus the Bar? Your match of the night.
Well, yeah, like I said, this was the match of the night, in my opinion. I loved it. I thought it was outstanding. Great action, great tag team. Psychology, just what you want in a tag team match. Just shows why the WWE, put these guys in this situation and put those belts on them, because both teams are great. Both teams are great. Sheamus and Cesaro, the last calendar year, have just been great together. I think they've really gelled well as a team. Honestly, and then I'm gonna dare to say this. I really think that this tag team saved both men's careers, because had they not teamed these guys up, I don't know if one or even both of these guys would even still be in WWE. Because really, both guys were going nowhere at the time. And I think putting them together really, really reinvigorated their careers, especially Sheamus, because his babyface run ended so poorly after the 18 seconds, and they just held on for him being a babyface until years later. But I really like this match. Usos have just been on fire. Usos are the best tag team in the WWE. Just great tag team match. I love some of the counters and love the finish. Just an outstanding match. A match that I mentioned on the prediction show that I thought was going to probably be the best match of the night, and it definitely delivered. And I was a big fan. I'm sure, like I said, DJ, you and I, we really love the Usos, and fans of them. I don't think they ever should have taken the belts off of them, even with the New Day feud. I wasn't a big fan of the hot potato and the tag belts. I kind of wanted the Usos just to keep it. But I understand it because they were doing a tit for tat deal. But loved the Hell in a Cell match. Think they've honestly been delivering all cylinders. Had a great match tonight. I have to say one thing that's really interesting, guys. Who do you think will be their next contenders for the belts?
The New Day? No. Honestly, I don't know. Just because there's no other tag teams that are right there yet. I don't feel like because of the way they booked the tag team division.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, tag team division really don't have a whole lot right now in SmackDown, because they've already beat Jordan. Gable. I almost said Jordan Gable. Gable and Benjamin, and they've beaten the New Day. They've finished that feud, and Brazongo's off doing whatever the hell they're doing. So, and then Mojo and Zack Ryder, are they even a tag team anymore?
Yeah.
They are? Okay. I thought they were breaking up because they looked like they were teasing a breakup.
They
I don't
keep
know.
it. It seems like every show they tease a breakup and then they don't break up. And
Yeah, well, the thing is, they just don't care. Even though they made Mojo win that the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, they ended up doing more with Gender than they have with Mojo, because Gender was one who got eliminated last.
yeah,
But yeah, no, but like I said, earlier, this match was great. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I can't wait to see what both teams do next.
Buddy. Casey.
This match was okay. I I think part of why I couldn't get in this match is one, obviously I'm not a huge fan of the bar. I said it. I don't care what anyone says. I'm not a fan of the bar, and also just the overexposure, and it
But they
goes
don't. They don't set the bar. They are the bar. Come on now.
and they're annoying. But also, it goes back to what DJ was saying with we need more depth in the tag team division. It's just overexposure. We see these teams all the time, and while it's not always, obviously they're on different brands, so it's not always the Bar versus the Usos, but we constantly are seeing the Usos, the Bar, the same tag teams on the shows. We need that more depth in the tag team roster to when we do see, the Usos in a tag team match, or when we do see the Bar in a tag team match, it's more exciting. It's not just, oh, we've just seen these guys 6 weeks in a row. Yay. Like, it kills you. And I think that was why I kind of couldn't get into this match as much as I would have liked to. It was a decent match. I don't think it was as great as you guys thought it was.
Well, to each its own. To each its own. Yeah, like I said,
This man just hate the tag team. That's all it is. Anyway.
I like the ones in NXT. They good. They good.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the
well
Revival?
oh yeah, well I tell you the Revival, man. I tell you if they were healthy right now, they would be the tag team champions right now in Raw.
I really want to see the Revival versus Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch.
I want to see the Revival versus the Usos.
True. Revival versus anyone, as long as the Revival are champs. I'm just saying. Anyway,
Top guys.
I hate you, DJ.
We got Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown Women's Champion, going up against the Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss, who, Lord, I'm just gonna leave it at that. This match was amazing. I loved it. Once again, can we stop criticizing Alexa Bliss? Okay, thanks. Bye. She's amazing. Stop it.
I love Alexa. I love Alexa. Yeah. But some of her booking's a little weird.
Yeah, but I love the face buster to the outside. I thought that was nice. I was really a big fan of the aggression in this match. The ruthless aggression. I mean, just the aggression.
The ruthless aggression.
Right. I was really a big fan of the aggression in this match. Kind of the striking back and forth. That even though that spot they did was kind of awkward, I still liked it. The little Alexa jumped up on her and they started going back and forth striking. It was kind of weird because of the way Charlotte fell down, but at the same time, I liked it. Charlotte ends up winning with the figure eight. Speaking of finishers that always finish matches, there you go, figure eight. And SmackDown wins their third match in a row to make it 3-2. So Raw all panicky and everything. But this was a really good match. I think these two work well together. I love. I just love what they're doing. I think they do a pretty good job. I think considering that they're kind of two of the most inexperienced wrestlers on the main roster, they do a pretty good job. In these matches. So I'm definitely enjoying the women's division. Still in the same breath, I want a little more depth as far as who's around these titles. But that's just me. Brandon, thoughts on Charlotte versus Alexa?
I have to say, all things being considered, I mentioned to you that I just don't understand the booking of that match. I texted you earlier about that, and I said that they book Alexa like a badass, and she's 5 foot tall, and they book her like 1996 ECW Taz, where she just beats the crap out of people and hits them with a punch and knocks them down. It's really weird because really you think about it, Charlotte, if you're really looking at it, Charlotte should just knock her ass down and beat her in like 2 seconds. And it made Alexa look like she was the stronger wrestler. And it was really strange. And honestly, and it didn't, Alexa's the heel and Charlotte's the babyface. And honestly, the way the matchup looked, it probably would have been better if they switched places. And, Charlotte being the heel and Alexa being the babyface. And, and like I said, I think Alexa should cheat a little bit more. Like, have to, I feel like she wins all her matches clean. And it's weird to see a heel win her matches fairly clean. But I liked some of the moves I saw. I think Alexa really has been strong. Like, other than the fact that they book her, like, where she's almost stronger than the people who are much bigger than her, that's a little weird. But I know I'm kind of might be contradicting myself right now what I'm saying. But like I said, I've kind of turned the corner on Charlotte. At one time, I thought Charlotte was really overrated, and I thought she was just getting these championships and opportunities because of who her dad is. And but it's kind of hard for me to really to crap on her or make kind of criticize now because of what happened with Rick. Thankfully, he's better now, but I have to say I've turned the corner on her. She's really become a really good wrestler, and I've really been impressed. And like I said it was good for what it was. The right person won. I thought Charlotte was going to win, and it's funny that you mentioned DJ earlier about the almost like the best of 7 series that that Raw and SmackDown had. It is the most predictable format in wrestling. It's almost as predictable as in War Games when the heel team wins the coin toss. It happens all the time. They'll have a team go up 2-0, 3-0. The other team comes back and wins the next 2 or 3, ties it up, and then they go to a 7th and deciding match. It's just it's really predictable, but like I said, SmackDown won 3 straight. Looked like they were going to possibly win the night, and we'll talk about the other 2 matches in just a minute. But yeah, like I said, it was good for what it was. I'm a little interested to see what's next for both women. I have to think that Asuka's got to be in Alexa's future pretty soon. And Charlotte, I don't know. I don't know if she'll have a rematch with Natalia or if they'll just put her with somebody else.
Casey, you're the absolute worst. What's your thoughts on this?
What are you laughing at?
Casey, thoughts on the women's SmackDown versus Raw match? This man, he too busy sending me stupid videos to talk about this show. Brandon, I'll send you the video here in a minute.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna move on, I guess, because Casey disappeared.
I didn't even. Who muted me?
I don't know why you keep getting muted.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was me.
I think Brandon's phone mutes people by accident. I really do, because it's happened before.
But
I've muted myself by accident. Never muted anybody else. I don't think.
But anyway, first of all, this was Charlotte versus the goddess of WWE, Alexa Bliss. Get it right. I definitely did like this match. I was very impressed with both of them. Especially, and as much hate as, obviously I love Alexa, but as much hate as she gets, she has gotten a lot better than she used to be. Like, she's doing really good. The Code Red Sunset Flip Bomb I thought was really impressive, especially if you think about it with the height difference. That's got to be difficult to do with Charlotte being so much taller than Alexa. That was a really good move. I liked it. And another, this commentary, team tonight. I think it was Cole who said, when I think it was Alexa had was pinning Charlotte or had her in a submission. I forgot, but Cole said, "And Charlotte with the long legs getting to the ropes." Right next to the ropes. Like he was literally laying right next to the ropes. I'm like, this is not a spot where you point out her long legs.
I
Like,
thought that too. Like I saw it, I was like, bro, like Alexa could have reached ropes. Like,
also, I am kind of upset that they didn't do a cash in or even tease a cash in. I was like, come on. And it wasn't even like after the match they were tired enough or beaten up enough where you could tease a cash in or anything. Like, they were basically all the way already up after the match. I'm like, come on. What are you even going to do with that stupid briefcase? Like, they're just, this would have been a really good time, I think, to at least tease another, to remind us of the women's Money in the Bank briefcase.
yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure a lot of fans have just completely forgotten about that.
I mean, technically, speaking of good things, commentary did. They did mention the fact that Raw doesn't have a Miss Money in the Bank when she came out. I'm just saying.
But I don't know. I don't know if they technically consider the briefcase. They could do an interbrand thing. They could do. They could switch her to to Raw, having her cash in on Alexa. That's something that they could do. I mean, they're not gonna do that because she the goddess and she gonna keep the title forever.
Nah.
But it's a possibility if Alexa wasn't the champion and keeping the title forever. Because she the champion and she gonna keep the title forever.
But people don't understand wrestling at all. Like people don't understand wrestling at all. Apparently, Jinder Mahal has a match for the WWE Championship on Tuesday. People trying to say that means they're putting the title back on him. Not necessarily. You get a contractually obligated rematch, people.
Whoa, wait, hold the phone really quick. He has a match against AJ for the championship on Tuesday.
Yes, and he's gonna win because he's the modern day Maharaja.
He better not win. I do not want to see freaking Jinder Mahal as a WWE champion on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That would be awesome.
That is terrible. Good God, that makes me sick. I don't understand why the hell you would do that after he almost, he took Brock Lesnar to the limit. Almost, I mean, like we'll talk about that in just a minute. I don't like that at all.
Can we talk about since we're on that subject? Can we talk about the fact that no Universal champions get their contractual rematch done with Finn Balor's that man?
I mean, I was going to say Finn Balor still hasn't had a rematch yet.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has ever had a rematch when they lost the Universal title.
Owens never got one. Owens went straight to Jericho.
Maybe for that title, it's not in the contract.
I don't know. Maybe in the fruit roll up contract. Maybe it just didn't work.
So dumb. I'm so glad they're eventually getting rid of that title.
I hope so because it's a stupid title.
I mean, I'm upset that they're already getting rid of the brand split pretty soon, but that they need to get rid of that title though.
Yeah, I think the brand split might by this time next year. This time, probably the middle of next year. I'm sure we'll be gone.
Well, I heard it's shortly after WrestleMania they're getting rid of it.
Oh, really? They're just going to gradually get rid of it, or they're just going to get rid of it just out of the.
Surprised if just one day they were like, "And it's gone."
Well, yeah, you remember like a couple of years back when they had the separate shows. Then all of a sudden, Raw started having super shows.
Yeah,
and they had both rosters on the I was just like, I've never been a fan of the roster brand split. I wasn't a fan of it in '02, not a fan of it now.
Well, it started out okay.
Yeah, well, it's cool when they actually stay on their rosters.
Yeah.
Well, I would like it if it actually felt like it was competition between the
Which
brand.
I guess that was the issue with this pay-per-view is like
there was no stakes.
Yeah,
there were no stakes.
Well, until if they would have kept the competition between the brands throughout the entire time, like they were supposed to do anyway, then this pay-per-view would have been so built up.
You know what they could have done? They could have had like some stipulations, like, hey, if SmackDown wins or Raw wins the competition tonight, they will get a draft pick. They will be able to get somebody from the other roster.
I mean, it's obvious there were stakes, Brandon. I mean, Stephanie will fire you if you don't win for Raw, right?
What? Yeah. Other than unless your husband also pedigrees the guy that she said she was going to fire. So I mean, that's Triple H. He operates on some different rules. I mean that, but yeah, well, I mean,
if you don't eviscerate Team SmackDown,
yeah, I mean, yeah, he was doing a good job of it before he got pedigreed. Angle eliminated Cena, so I mean, my God, and he was about ready to Shane's. By the way, I've never seen anybody stay in the ankle lock as long as Shane did.
Let's jump into the Universal Championship versus the WWE Championship match. We had the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar going up against AJ Styles on the Champion versus Champion match. Definitely a good match. I thought, like Brandon and I were kind of talking about before we kind of went on air, I felt like this match got more interesting when AJ got into it, but at the same time, it was still interesting when AJ was getting beat down.
Yes.
So, like, I think, it had a little bit of both. Brock was just throwing this man around because he didn't care. But I love, AJ trying to come back with the strikes. I thought that was nice. I don't know what happened with that tornado DDT, but that reversal looked painful, and I feel bad for AJ because it looked like it hurt his face. And I feel we're bad. Brock falling on the apron looked like it hurt because that's a lot of man coming down on the apron. Like it just is.
I felt bad for the ring.
But I thought it was funny when Brock was in the calf crusher. I was trying to figure out if he was actually in pain because to me he just looked mad.
Well, yeah, he looked mad, but he sold it like a freaking champ.
He sold it well, but it didn't look like he was in pain. It just looked like he was pissed.
I'm just saying he sold it well for what was left of the match, and when he was walking out, down up the ramp, he was walking like he was crippled almost.
That's true. But as AJ goes for the phenomenal forearm, he got caught in that German. That was nice. And then the 1F5 beats AJ Styles. GG 1F5 wins again. But at the same point in time, as frustrating as that can be, we just talked about how one finisher never ends a match. So it was kind of one of those things where I was like, oh, okay. I kind of like it when one finisher ends a match. It's weird.
Yeah, you don't see it as much anymore.
Yeah.
Back when we were younger, we would watch if somebody, like if Austin hit somebody with a Stone Cold Stunner, it was over.
Yeah.
It was the only time I ever saw anybody kick out of the stunner was when The Rock kicked out of a stunner at WrestleMania 17. And that was the first time I ever saw that, and that shocked me. But you just don't see that. You see it a lot more now. But, yeah, I like the F5 being kind of a death finisher.
Yeah. Brandon, you got any thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah, well, I was happy. I was happy with I would have loved to have seen AJ get the upset, but I was not disappointed. Brock won. I figured it was going to happen. Really liked it. It was the best match that Brock has had in quite some time. I think it's really the best overall match he's had since he fought CM Punk at SummerSlam 2013. I loved it. I thought it was a great match. It wasn't your typical suplex, repeat, F5. That's it. It was, Lesnar did other things. He actually wasn't, when he did deliver those suplexes, they were deadly looking. I mean, AJ looked like he got turned inside out on a couple of those suplex, especially that one where he got caught when he was doing the phenomenal forearm. Like you mentioned, DJ, that was great. I knew it was coming because I actually mentioned it in the prediction. I said, I can't wait to see it. When he went for the phenomenal forearm and Lesnar caught him for the F5, that was awesome. That was really well. I love that. I like whenever you see a bigger guy catch somebody going off the top rope and they hit him with the finisher. I just think I think it's a really cool spot, and I think that was a good way to end the match. Good match, lasted much longer than your typical Lesnar match. I really liked it. I don't think AJ looked bad. I don't think AJ's screwed or buried or anything like that. I think he's fine. I think he looked great. I think the WWE really seems to like him, and the fact that AJ Styles. I mean, 2 years ago, if somebody would have told me that AJ Styles would be the WWE champion and he would be facing another champion at the time, and that would be Brock Lesnar in a main match in Survivor Series and hold his own against him and give him a good match, I would say you're crazy. But the guy has just been on a roll since he came in last January, and I'm actually pretty excited about AJ Styles' potential title run, unless they pull the plug on it already and put it back on Gender, which I think would be a huge mistake.
He is your modern day Maharaja. It would not be.
It would be a huge mistake because nobody Gender is he's. I mean, he's not good. Not as champion. He should be U.S. champion, not WWE champion. I think he would be a better choice for U.S. champion, but that's for another day. But like I said, yeah, I was pleased with the match. Was not disappointed, with the outcome. Even though I would have liked to see AJ win, I think it was perfect. I thought it made AJ look good, and it was a good match. Best match Brock's had this year.
All right, Casey.
I beginning of this match, I thought was dumb. I hated it. This was exactly what I didn't want. I didn't want AJ, winning the title just to get manhandled by Lesnar. I feel like if they were going to do that, like I said, they should have kept the title on Jinder. And while, yes, AJ did, basically Super Cena and come back, but still, we knew Vince wasn't going to have his beast, Brock Lesnar, lose. We just knew it wasn't going to happen. And while it didn't hurt AJ, I still think why not just keep the title on Jinder and have him be destroyed by Lesnar? It would have, to me, it would have had the same effect. And I don't know, but it was a good match. I definitely I thought it was a good match. I just, like I said, I didn't like that it opened with AJ just being destroyed right after winning the title. To me, it was dumb.
Well, the thing is, I really don't think he really got destroyed. It wasn't like the entire match was like the Cena Lesnar match from 3 years ago at the SummerSlam. I don't think it was like that. I think AJ actually did some stuff. Like you said, he got wrecked the first 5 minutes of the match, but then it started getting tight.
That's what I didn't like. Like, he did come back, and we knew Lesnar was going to win anyway. I just didn't like that they opened with him basically getting wrecked.
It's almost kind of like the old Hulk Hogan type deal where, back in the day, Hogan would get his ass kicked for the first half of the match, and then he would come back and make a comeback, and he would get the win. But this time, AJ, he is the baby face. He is the underdog. It actually made sense, the fact that he got his ass kicked at the beginning, and then he came back.
But like,
But
that's not even really a Hogan thing. That's just a classic babyface thing.
yeah, well, the thing is, it happens all the time. I knew it was coming. I knew that was what was going to happen. I was watching the match with my future brother-in-law. We were watching, and he doesn't watch wrestling as much, but he knew Lesnar. He didn't really know AJ, but he knew Lesnar. And like, he was when we were talking, he said, he didn't even mention, sometimes I see, guys like, oh, that guy's so small. How the heck is he going to beat Lesnar? But even he was like, when he saw AJ doing what he was doing, he was impressed. Especially, I don't know if you guys saw. What did you guys think of that Pele kick that he hit Lesnar with? I thought Lesnar sold that like he got shot with a shotgun. I thought that was great. I thought that was really good. I thought he really connected on some good shots to Brock, and like some of those suplexes, man. Oh my God, I looked like AJ got flipped upside down, inside out, and just crazy.
Casey, did you give your thoughts on this match? Or
Yeah. I'm sorry, Casey. Go. You continue.
I want to make sure you were finished before we moved on.
I'm good.
War game. Oh, sorry, not the War game.
I wish it was War Games.
To the main event of the evening, the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. With the men this time, we had Team Raw, Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor.
I'm not finished with you.
I'm not finished with you. Finn Balor, I do his entrance with him every time. Samoa Joe and Triple H. I still spit water in the shower. SmackDown. Shane McMahon, I do his dance every time. I still do my Randy Orton pose. Everything is always glorious with Bobby Roode. Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance theme is still the greatest of all time. And John Cena. I had nothing for John. Nothing. Hashtag go. Anyway, I definitely, I don't know how I feel about this match. I did think they gave away the big stuff at the beginning far too early. Like, the fans popped for it, but I feel like at the same time, like, they gave it away too early. First off, what does Kurt Angle have on his hands? This man ain't never wore whatever those footsie gloves he had on was. Like,
I know, he looked like he was wearing gloves. He was weightlifting gloves. I know, it was crazy.
Like why tonight? And what was his fireworks at, though? I'm just saying. Like,
yeah.
What was his fireworks at? During the Shinsuke versus Finn crowd hype moment, I love freaking the 2 sweets to the forehead. That was hilarious. Greatest thing ever. When Shinsuke got eliminated first, I was like, really? Like,
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
But for real though, all that build up for Shinsuke for him to get eliminated first at Survivor Series. Okay then. Braun at a certain point was taking out everybody. He was doing it. I love but hate at the same time SmackDown doing nothing while Raw fought each other. Like, while Raw was arguing, I was like, there should be like a roll up at this point at some point in here that should eliminate somebody, but it wasn't happening. After Orton did all the work, when the match kind of broke down, Cena comes in all fired up like he did something. I was like,
yeah.
Wait. I was like, Cena, you ain't do nothing, bro. I'm still trying to figure out how Braun went through the middle rope like that. Like, I need to know. He got knocked out the ring by Orton and Cena, and he went through the middle rope, and I was like, how you do that, though? That man,
he's really he is a freak of nature to be his size, to move like he does. It's unbelievable.
I was like, how he do that, though? I love Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens coming in to jump Shane McMahon. It made all the sense in the world. They don't care about the brand supremacy because it's all about how Shane has done them wrong. I like it. I love Shane taking him out with the chair and that little extra shot he got on Sammy. I was like, bro, chill out. like you doing too much, Shane. Like Shane was not caring at all. Dude, commentary. All right, I'm gonna get y'all. I'm gonna get y'all on this one. So why y'all ask, quote, how is Braun Strowman standing after he got put through the announce table and elbowed by Shane McMahon? The man was in a freaking ambulance on tractor trailer accident and walked away from it.
He got crushed in a dumpster.
Yeah, true. Got crushed. Like, how is Strowman still standing? Did you not forget the past like 2 or 3 months where he has like basically been almost murdered and came back from it, bruh? Triple H pedigreeing Kurt Angle. Braun Strowman doesn't show any emotion but like anger, and even he was confused. He was like, "What just happened?"
It was really weird because it caught the crowd off guard, and it was really weird. Like when he got eliminated, and then when he pedigreed and eliminated Shane, it just seemed like the crowd just died.
Well, I don't think it was necessarily a bad thing though. I didn't think it was that dumb because I understood him pedigreeing Kurt Angle and getting rid of Kurt Angle because they have beef already. Like they had beef from Monday. Like you would expect it to be vice versa though, because Triple H has already gotten one over on Kurt Angle. So why wouldn't Kurt Angle get one over on Triple H?
Well, maybe they're saving. Maybe he's going to be the one who gets one over on Triple H at WrestleMania.
Probably not. Let's be honest, Triple H.
Well. The thing is
let's be honest.
Yeah, well, that bastard don't need to win. I personally I hate him even more than I already did when he beat Sting in his only match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, the ending, it was kind of crazy. I liked him going over to Shane and kind of acting like he was going to work with Shane, but at the same time, I felt like we all knew he was going to pedigree Shane. Right?
Oh yeah,
we all knew it was going to happen. And I feel like we can't say that Triple H buried Braun when Braun grabbed him by his neck and Triple H had that look of fear on his face to sell that.
Oh yeah, Triple H made Braun look like an absolute monster at the end because
stop it.
yeah, Triple H looked really, really, he looked like an old man at the end.
Triple H doesn't look like intimidated or scared very often, especially in this particular form of himself. So Braun making him look that way, I feel like you can take your he buried Braun and shove it. In my opinion.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Let's be honest.
That basically made him look like a killer.
Let's be honest. Yes, he got the pin, but not only did he make Triple H look stupid, he power slammed him twice and left him laying in the middle of the ring.
By the way, speaking of looking stupid, Triple H looking stupid, did you see Triple H, the fan video of Triple H walking to the back?
No.
Oh, it's so funny. He was out on his feet. Stephanie came out to congratulate him on winning, and she was checking on him. And he was wobbly legged going back and he turned around and ran into the screen. He ran into the screen. It was one of the funniest things I have seen him do in years. I was laughing. You can actually hear the crowd laughing in the background. It was hilarious. It was really funny. Like I said, Triple H basically made himself look like. That's one thing I can say about Triple H. He'll actually let people beat him up now. Unlike, unlike his wife, he actually can get embarrassed every now and again. Apparently, Stephanie's immune to it, but like I said, it was. I liked that at least Braun got to be the last person standing, like he should have.
Brandon, thoughts on the main event?
Yeah, like I've said a lot about it already, so I was going to say, yeah. Like I said, I hated Shinsuke got eliminated first. The first three people eliminated were Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Roode, and Samoa Joe. I mean,
Yeah.
if that doesn't speak to you the way WWE's booked, I don't know what is. I mean, what else can be said? All three NXT guys. I mean, it's maddening. I mean, people like Orton or Cena or maybe not Cena. Cena's a big enough star. But I am a little surprised. Cena kind of got unceremoniously eliminated. I mean, basically, Balor hit him with the coup de grace, and then Angle hit him with the Angle slam, and they pinned him. 1, 2, 3, clean. That was a little surprising. Cena's. I have to say one thing, guys. I've never seen Cena get beat so much this year. I've never seen Cena get beat clean this often. I can definitely tell he's on the end of his career, or definitely the end. He's definitely done full time. He's not full time anymore for sure. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't a fan of Triple H, hidden pedigree. I mean, I know what it's setting up Kurt Angle versus Triple H at WrestleMania. And and the thing is, this is the thing I was disappointed too. DJ, you brought up a great point. They gave away a lot of stuff at the beginning of the match.
Yeah.
Like they gave away the Finn Balor Shinsuke Nakamura face off, which the crowd ate up with a spoon. They were really excited, and they got some good offense in. A lot of people were excited for Triple Nakamura. I mean, there's a lot of things, a lot of cool matchups. I tell you the thing that really disappointed me, and I don't know how you guys feel about it, the lack of reaction for Triple H versus Shane McMahon's first face-off.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that should have been a big moment. That should have been one of the biggest moments of the match. I mean, that's something we have not seen these two interact on television since Shane came back last February. That should have been a big deal. And that should have been that and Shinsuke being eliminated was the two things I was the being eliminated first was two of my least favorite things that happened in the match. And like I said, I'm not a fan of. I personally think they could have had Triple H eliminate Kurt Angle a little earlier in the match, not have that be like one of the last things we saw. And I don't think Triple H should have got the deciding fall, but I am glad that they did at least have Strowman lay him out and made Strowman look dominant. And it's a little interesting. I don't know if they'll actually do this, but I don't know if you guys noticed that Braun tore his Raw shirt off and threw it on Triple H after the show ended, or before the show ended.
Yeah.
Maybe they might tease him going to SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like I said, I think it seems like they're really high on Braun Strowman. And a lot of people are. That's one thing that makes me happy. The crowd really likes Braun too. So it's not just like, personal preference. But like I said, main event's good. It wasn't great. And show was good. It wasn't great. But yeah, like I said, not a fan of Triple H being the guy who got the deciding fall, but at least Braun Strowman got to be the one standing tall at the end of the night.
All right, Casey. This just in. I mean, it's got to happen. I mean, we almost had Bull Dempsey versus the vending machine. We got to have Triple H versus the entrance wall. It's
Did you did you see the tweet I sent you?
no, I haven't seen it yet.
Go look in your DMs on your account.
Did you send it to the podcast Twitter?
I sent it through the podcast Twitter, yeah.
Okay.
To your personal account.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah. First of all, we were talking about this a little bit before. Again, John Cena does not come out with a SmackDown shirt. Like that's. I get that all Vince cares about is selling Cena shirts. I get that, but for one show when he's supposed to be on Team SmackDown, have him wear the damn shirt. Like Okay, granted, Triple H didn't wear the Raw shirt, but at least he was wearing a red shirt. Like Cena wore his new stupid green whatever shirt and then took it off for the match. Like it was just dumb. It's something that shouldn't be that big of a deal, but it bothers me. It annoys me.
By the way, wasn't that shirt an eyesore?
I don't know how his shirts get worse and worse, but they do.
They really do.
It just I think it's like a contest with like WWE's merchandising to see how bad they can get John Cena shirts and still sell.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, the worst shirt he ever had, color combination he had was that bright ass orange and blue shirt that he had.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that and that. Well, this was a while. This is back before he had color combinations. But do you guys remember when he was still on SmackDown and he was still the rapper guy, and he had a shirt that said "Ruck Fools"? I thought that was the lamest thing in the world, and I was like 14 at the time. I thought that was so lame.
Yeah.
That was bad.
I definitely loved Finn and Nakamura starting out the match, to get that pop from the crowd. Michael Cole calling Nakamura Shin.
That was awful. That was bad.
Shinsuke's friends call him Shin. Like, that is a body part, bruh.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, who's Shin?
Who that is? Who that?
Who Shin? Oh, by the way, is another thing, a commentary that was funny during that the Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura face off. Byron Saxton had a JBL moment where there's some their feud in Japan, and Byron just all of a sudden pipes up out of nowhere, "This isn't Japan." And Michael said, "We know we're in Houston." I was like, he brings nothing to the show.
Yeah,
he's just like a wall. He's like a plant in the corner of an office.
Yeah, but I thought the match itself was pretty good. It was just some like you guys said, some of the decisions were stupid, and I didn't like. I know Brandon kind of liked it, but I didn't like that all the young guys were eliminated and weren't kept to the end. Like, especially with Triple H being in the match and him, NXT was his baby, was his idea. So you would think he would want these younger guys, these the NXT guys that he helped bring in to make it to the later stages of the match, but they didn't. And I was like,
well. See, that's the reason why I say that Triple H doesn't have full control of the company yet, because Vince still really sticks it to these NXT guys at times, and it seems like I just don't think he gets some of these guys, and I don't understand what there is to get on some, like, especially guys like Samoa Joe is the easiest damn character in the world to book. He's a freaking killer. He's a killer. He's a guy who's just going to go in there and kick your ass. That's the thing that the crowd gets behind. I mean, that's the reason why when Brock Lesnar comes out there and he has a match, that's the reason why he pops ratings. People perk up. It's just it's something. Yeah, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
With Samoa Joe, that's why fans in the Indies used to chant, "Joe's gonna kill you."
Yes,
because Joe's gonna kill you. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's the easiest character in the world. He is a big, bad Samoan son of a bitch. He's just a bad dude. It's a bad dude, and I mean, he's a bad dude. I mean, all these characters in this match are so freaking easy to book, but for some reason, WWE just doesn't understand it. But they don't understand it. They don't understand. Bobby Roode should not be a babyface.
It's so like they don't understand it, but all they need to understand is their fan base likes it. you should push what your fans like, and then your fans are going to love your products more. You're going to make more money.
Yeah.
Why is that so hard to understand?
Honestly, it is the only medium. It's the only company I can think of, an entertainment company that openly has contempt for their fan base.
Like, and I'm openly not a LeBron fan, but it's like, the fans loving LeBron and then benching him for games intentionally.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's something that, it happens in a lot of different. It's almost like personal preferences. I mean, the thing is, like, you can have an owner, or you can have a coach, or you can have somebody who benches the player, the player, the whatever that is the most popular and seems like he, the crowd loves. And it's almost like the Daniel Bryan problem. Daniel Bryan, people were clamoring and chanting for him, and WWE tried everything they could to bury him 6 feet under, and the cream rose to the top. And that's the thing about a lot of these guys, especially in the end. I think Shinsuke Nakamura is going to prevail. I think he will overcome his piss poor booking because he's such a good talent. And it's just one of those things. It's just WWE. They just overthink things, and a lot of times they book to please a 72-year-old man who doesn't seem to even like wrestling.
Yeah, he does. Well, that's the thing. He doesn't. Like, he's even said that basically WWE doesn't stand for what it used to stand for anymore. It doesn't stand for World Wrestling Entertainment. It's just WWE now.
Well, the thing that's so funny is, if it doesn't have wrestling in it, why, in the name of the good Lord, do they have a match in a wrestling ring?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a wrestling ring, not a sports entertainment ring. They don't sports entertain, they wrestle. It's stupid. It's stupid sports entertainment. It's just bullshit. It's just something that Vince said to not have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, that's exactly what it is.
I definitely popped hard for Sami Zayn and Owens coming out attacking Shane.
Even though we knew it was coming, I liked it too.
Yeah. Personally, I think Shane should be suspended indefinitely for those completely uncalled for, vicious chair shots on my boy Sami Zayn. You can't do that to my boy.
I mean, he was laying them in, them in.
I was like, bro, you need to calm down. Like,
well, at least it does make sense. I mean, those guys have a personal vendetta against each other. Zayn screwed him out of that Hell in a Cell match last month, so at least they have a motivation to wanting to hit him full force with a chair.
Yeah. I hope they do something with that on SmackDown. But
probably will.
Yeah, the match was good. Like we said, some of the decisions and eliminations were just stupid, and like, why would you do that? Like,
I mean, the thing is, honestly, this is just my opinion. Triple H had no business being in this match.
Not at all.
He had no business in this match. I don't like. I'm gonna sound like sound stupid, but I just part-timers at this point, I'm pretty much over them, especially guys who've pretty much done everything there is to do and basically half run the show now. It's just hard for me to. I mean, they don't need wins.
Yeah.
Oh, but by the way, there is one thing I'm really curious about: is where is this Daniel Bryan Shane McMahon thing going?
Yeah.
That's something I'm very interested in. I feel like it's going somewhere, but I don't know where it's going because I don't think Daniel Bryan's going to wrestle again in WWE.
He's not. Definitely
because of the concussion lawsuit, and they just won't clear him. And I mean, unfortunately for him, unfortunately or fortunately, who knows? He'll probably be in New Japan at this time next year.
Hmm.
So I mean, who knows? We could get him in a Kenny Omega. That would be a hell of a match. But no, like I said, we'll see that, and then we'll have some dissension between Kurt and Stephanie, and then Kurt Triple H, and yeah. So we'll see that. We'll have more authority figure problems. So yeah, like we've had enough of those. Believe it or not, we have had a evil authority figure in WWE in some shape or form for the last 20 years. And by the way, were you guys surprised that we did not see any kind of Montreal screw job revisit tonight?
I wasn't really thinking about it.
Because it was a 20-year anniversary?
I'm just kind of surprised we didn't have any like really big turns.
Yeah, because usually Survivor Series is the heel turn pay-per-view.
Yeah.
We've had so many heel turns, big-time heel turns at Survivor Series. Big events. And I don't feel like anything big. Like, well, I mean big happened. I mean like anything like, things that we'll remember for a while. Because, I mean, 3 years ago, we had Sting make his WWE debut at the main event of Survivor Series, and we had the Shield debut 5 years ago in the main event of Survivor Series. We've had Kurt Angle debut in the Survivor Series, The Rock. Had some big, The Undertaker moments at Survivor Series, and I feel like tonight we really didn't have it. What's that?
The gobbledygooker.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, did you notice that Alicia Fox had on a headdress that looked like the gobbledygooker?
Yeah.
That was awesome. I love that because I was like, yeah, I definitely see you there, Alicia. Alicia Fox.
The beautiful Alicia Fox.
Oh man.
Alrighty. Well, we're gonna wrap this up before I fall asleep because I'm tired. But anyway, I enjoyed the show. It was a long show. It got me. But I definitely enjoyed the show. I thought the show was really good. Definitely think NXT Takeover was better. But I definitely thought the show was good as well. But definitely hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave us a comment in the comment section or on Twitter at ICW_podcast. Also the Facebook page as well. I think it's facebook.com/ICW podcast, if I'm not mistaken. That should be it. If not, it's in the description. But give us your thoughts on the show and what you thought was better. We'll see you guys next time. We do have the NXT Takeover WarGames review up as well, so be sure to give us your thoughts. We will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This was ICWP Reviews Survivor Series 2017.